Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm Mama Bear. So I've posted 3 videos now about my son and me and just our daily lives and that. And I thought I would make another video of just who we are. My son's not here. He's at my parents' house because I'm going to work in a few hours. So I thought, this is a perfect time to do it. It's going to be a little serious video, so basically, of course my cat's going to come interrupt me. So basically my name is Samantha. I am 22 years old. My son that you've seen in the other videos, he is 10 months old. His name is Jackson. Basically it is just me and him. I had him when I was 21 years old. So to start out with, his dad and I started dating. We met on a dating site and we started dating. And, things seemed really, really good and all that, so he moved in with me. And that's kind of when things started going a little sideways, and I started to realize that he's not who he says he is. But I was like, okay, well, we'll work things out. So I had gotten pregnant, and at the time that I had gotten pregnant, he walked out on me. And I was stupid enough to take him back. I was scared, I was desperate, I was weak. And we all hit our weak spots. And the thing is we let it control us, and that's not a good thing. But we're only human. You can only do so much. So I took him back, he moved in, and we ended up getting kicked out of the place that we were living at, which is okay with me because that place had cockroaches. So I lived in an apartment, he moved in, wanted to move somewhere else, so we moved somewhere else, and the place had cockroaches. And so we got kicked out of there, we moved, I was okay with it. They did put it on my credit score, but I'm going to be filing a dispute for that because why should I pay a place that had cockroaches and they were never taking care of the issue, and they had loud neighbors, and we reported that and nothing was being done. So besides all that, we moved into a house, the house I am in now, and he was just refusing to get a job. He went through about 10 jobs within a year. And I wasn't working, I was working when we got together, and then I had gotten pregnant, and around the time I had gotten pregnant, I was working in a group home, and things had just gotten so bad that I was like, no, I cannot do this, so I left. And he kept saying that he was going to support us and all that, being I was pregnant, and by the time I was starting to look for another job, I was 30-some weeks pregnant. Nobody was wanting to hire me. On top of it, the people who did hire me, I had gestational diabetes. I had to check my blood sugar 4 times a day, and I had to have meals because my blood sugar would drop. Well, they were refusing this. So I was like, you know what? I can't do this. If you guys are going to refuse me this stuff when it's medical, I'm not putting up with it. Yes, I could have gotten them in trouble, but you know what? I didn't want to go through that nonsense because I was pregnant. I was 30-some weeks pregnant. I could not go through it. So then my son was born July 21st. We were in the hospital for 3 days. He had a job for a few months now. And then once my son was born, after the 3 days, we went home. He's like, I'm just going to take 2 days off and I'll go back to work. I was like, okay. Well, the 2 days went by, and I was like, because he was born on a Friday, so he's like, he has Saturday and Sunday off originally, so he's like, I'll just take the weekend off, and then I'll go back on Monday. Monday came, never went back to work. I was like, dude, what's going on? He's like, I talked to my manager, he said it's okay if I take a couple more days off. Okay, can't really afford it, but okay, because we were nearly getting kicked out of this place. So the 2 days went by. I was like, are you going to work tomorrow? He's like, no. So I was like, okay, you know what? So I went and talked to my parents. My dad wanted me to leave him from basically the get-go. When he walked out on me, he didn't want me to take him back or anything. But, so I went and talked to my parents. My dad didn't like him. My mom was like, my mom had hope sometimes that he would actually get a job and step up and all that. Yeah, no, that never happened. But I went to my parents, and we were talking about it, and they're like, you just need to kick him out. Like, enough is enough. And I was like, you know what? After I had my son, I woke up. Reality hit. I woke up. I was like, no, this is not okay. Something needs to change. So I texted him. Well, he texted me. He was kind of controlling, too. If I went over to my parents, he would text me within an hour and ask when I'd be home. If I wanted to go to my parents and I wanted him to come with, he would throw a big fit about it. So I was like, fine, and then he would start acting like a big baby and be like, well, I don't want you to go over there. I want you to stay home with me and spend time with me. No, that's not okay. And then, so when I did go to my parents, he had texted me, and he's like, when are you going to be home? I was like, I am with my parents. I can spend time with my parents. I'm with my parents. And about an hour went by, and I was like, you know what? I texted him. I was like, I am done. Because I didn't want to face him, because when he does not, like, I cannot explain it. If you don't feel comfortable with facing someone, don't. Get help. Text. I know it's bad to say to text, and I know a lot of people refrain from it. I don't know why my computer is lagging, but it is, so I apologize for that. But you know what? Do what you have to do to make your life better. Do not put yourself in danger for someone to be kicked out of your life. So I texted him. I was like, I am done. You need to leave. He didn't get the hint. Then he sent me a text saying, come home. I want to see my son right now. I was like, no, I'm spending time with my parents. And he knew that my dad didn't like him. So then I went home, and he sat on the couch. I went in the bedroom. I had my son with me. And then I was talking to my sister about it too, and she came down, and we went over to the park, because I live right next to the park. And I texted him. I was like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, what do you mean? I was like, I told you I am done. You need to leave. So he started packing his stuff, and my son was starting to get crabby, so I had to come home and feed him. So my sister came with me, and we sat there, and he was upstairs, like, just sitting on the edge of the steps, trying to find a way for someone to come get him and all that, because I wasn't going to bring him home. I don't care if he had to walk home or what. And then, God, what was it? Then, finally, at like 11 o'clock at night, someone came and got him, and they left, and he's sitting there crying away and hugging my son and all that, and just, yeah. And then, so I kept asking him, because he hadn't, like, we kind of were talking after I kicked him out, and so I was sending him pictures of his son. I was like, you know what, like 3 days later, I was like, you can ask me for them. So I didn't send him anything. And I kept asking him, too, to sign off his rights. He's like, no, I want to be in his life. I want to be there. I want to be there. It's like, okay. Well, he didn't ask me until later on the night for a picture of his son. Next day, he blocked me on everything. Why can't you sign off your rights then? You fucking idiot. So my son was about a week and a half old when he blocked me, and he has not said a word to me since. So my son's 10 months old, and his dad wants nothing to do with him. I did go to court recently to get my son's last name changed, and they approved of it, so now he has my last name. And his dad never showed up to that. His dad is paying child support, but he's working less than 30 hours a week. I found out after we broke up that he had a child he never told me about. So he has 3 kids. One he would get every other weekend because it's court ordered, and the other one he wants nothing to do with. He tried lying to me in the past about it because one of my exes actually, ironically, excuse me, I have a cold. He messaged me and was like, so why does he want nothing to do with his daughter? I was like, he doesn't have a daughter. He's like, yes, he does. I was like, no, he doesn't. He's like, I have papers. I can send you pictures for proof. I was like, dude, first off, it's illegal for you to have the papers, so I don't even know why you have them, because you're not, yeah. So that's the whole side story, but my ex kept denying it. He's like, I don't have a daughter. You need to block him, this and that. And I was like, dude, okay, whatever. Oh, and that was another thing. My ex would watch every message. He even went through my dad's phone. My dad and I had messaged back and forth because my dad wanted him to work with him because he wasn't wanting to work to begin with, and we needed money. And my dad and I had gone back and forth a little bit. I was like, he's still sleeping, and my dad said some shit, and I was like, I kind of agreed with it. Well, my ex had to call me using my dad's phone, and he went through the messages and seen that. My dad was pissed. Like, who does that? Who does that? Like, that's so messed up. Like, don't be in a relationship that's like that. He would go through my messages, and if I messaged my sister about something about him, he would get pissed. I'm like, dude, no, I can talk to who I want about who I want. Like, that's not okay. So, yeah, like I said, 10 months later, he has me blocked, wants nothing to do with the son. Won't sign off his rights for some reason. So once I can afford it, I'm hiring a lawyer, and we are going to try and figure something out. Because, like I said, he's working less than 30 hours a week. I have my son full-time, and I am working about 40 hours a week. Like, no, there's no excuses for it. But I guess, then again, nobody wants to hire him where he's at because he's screwed himself over royally with that. But yeah, the moral of this story is, if you're not happy, please change your life. Get out. Like, I love my son, and, like, I can't say, like, I would change things because it's not right. I love my son the way he is. He's everything for me. He's everything to me, for me. He's my soul. He's my mind. He's everything. But I know it's scary, it's hard, but trust me, there's stuff out there that can help you. If you're in a domestic abuse situation, go to your local place that helps you with that. The county will help you if you need it. When I kicked him out, and I was so far behind on rent, my dad helped me, and I am forever grateful for that. Yes, I plan to pay him back, but he was there. And then on top of it, I had gotten help from the county assistants. I was receiving cash assistance because I couldn't work. I shouldn't say females, but females are the only ones who can have babies, but we're not supposed to work until 6 weeks after we've had our baby, depending on how bad things were. Well, I started going back to work when I was about 6 weeks postpartum, or 4 weeks postpartum. So I had cash assistance for a while, and then food stamps, and then I had gotten help for HRA on my rent because I can't afford this house on my income. I did have a different job, but I recently switched to the job I'm at now, so I'm doing overnights because A, I can spend more time with my son during the day, and B, because I'm making about a good $200 extra. So I'm trying to get off county assistance, and it may take time. It takes time to get back on your feet. Like I said, my ex screwed me over royally. I have like 3 different things on my credit report. 1 I'm going to dispute, the other 2 I need to pay off, which is fine, and it's going to take me a while, but you know what? It's a life lesson. Don't go for pricks. Go for people who are going to treat you right. Like, I am talking to a guy right now, and we have, like, so much in common, and I told him, I was like, the littlest things I appreciate. I come home to a clean house, I appreciate that. I come home to a cooked meal, I will appreciate that. You buy me flowers, I will love it. Like, you don't have to buy me stuff, but just buy me flowers every once in a while just to let me know you appreciate me or something. Like, the littlest things count. And my ex never did anything. I would spend all day cleaning. He would come home and trash the house within a matter of seconds. And then he had the nerves to tell me that I just sit on my ass all day. I was like, really? I was like, I clean this house. Not only that, I have a child growing inside me, so yeah, people do not deserve this. Don't think you deserve it. You have many options to get out. If you are pregnant or have a child, please go to your local county office and they will help you. I know it's hard and it's scary because like I said, I almost was kicked out of this house with a newborn on the way, and my ex didn't care. And I can't tell you, like, I was so depressed during my pregnancy. I'm, like, so surprised that my son turned out the way he is, because I know depression can affect a child. And after I had my son, like, that was a wake-up call, and I am so glad I had him, because he has changed my life for the better. In my past, I was very, like, suicidal and all that, and after I had him, okay, so when my ex when he left in November, 3 days prior to me finding out I was pregnant, I tried overdosing. The 3 days, three days before I found out I was pregnant was when he walked out. He walked out November 14th, and I tried overdosing that day. And November 17th, I found out I was pregnant. So I am very surprised that I didn't lose him or anything. God had different plans for me. He is my blessing in disguise. He has changed my life for the better. If you guys need advice or help or anything, leave a comment. I will try my best. I know it's hard to do things alone. When you feel like you have no options, there's no family near you or anything, or no friends, like, I know it can be very hard, but like I said, go to your county office, or go, if you're like in a domestic abuse or something, go to the local domestic abuse place. I know there's one near me, but I can't remember like what exactly they call it. Let me see if I can figure it out. So it's a domestic abuse treatment center. That's what they call it. So you can easily look it up and find one close to you and go to them, because they typically will help you get a place. I believe they will. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure they will. I know some counties will like pay for you to have a hotel for a bit until you can get back on your feet. Again, don't quote me on it. You need to look into it yourself. Go to your local library if you can, if you need a computer or something. Just do what you can. Even go to your police department if you need. I'm pretty sure they will help you. You deserve so much better. If you have children in there, please, please, please think of your child's welfare. No babies deserve to go through that kind of stuff. No babies deserve to watch their mom go through that kind of stuff. Like, babies are precious. They are God's gift. They are everything. They do not deserve this negative stuff from anyone. So please, take care of yourself and your babies. Leave a comment, and I will try and get back to you if needed. I will try to give you the best advice that I can. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!